Okay, so I have been reading this manga, and I obviously love it, but I figured that it's getting animated also! Oh my gosh, hey yo, I am telling y'all, I have to admit, am I going to say this? Maybe this is a hot take, maybe an L take, I don't know, but this could possibly rival, at least, with any other fantasy story out there, or maybe even with one of the big three.
Onward where unknown, past a place my heart slowed, leaving what I own, where will I go?
Coco is a girl who longs to learn about magic. But there's only one problem. They say people are either born with or without the ability to cast magic. And Coco is not one of them. She lives in a rather simple household, helping her mom out with the chores until one day a witch enters their clothing workshop. Coco gets fully excited because she has always been dreaming about all what witches can do. Kifri, the witch who's visiting, sees the excitement in Coco's eyes and tells her that her skills in tailoring are already a form of magic. Embarrassingly, Coco tells Kifri about her fascination for magic and where it all began. The day that Coco and her mom visited the castle fair was the day that she randomly bought a wand and a magic picture book from a mysterious masked figure. This arises some thoughts, but Kifri remains silent. After several kids accidentally broke the winged chariot, he offered to fix it using magic. Although Coco was not allowed to, she managed to witness Kifri casting magic from the shop's rooftop. And it's all what she least expected it to be. The rules in Witch Hat Atelier are quite simple. Magic can only be casted by drawing. So, theoretically speaking, this means that everyone is actually able to do so. But there's a reason for it being hidden from the public eye. To cast magic, you have to draw a seal with a special conjuring ink. If you just do it with your basic dollar store ink pen, it won't do the magic. Did you get it? Do the magic? No? Okay, maybe this is something I made up again, but moving on. Each seal that is being drawn contains 3 parts. A sigil in the middle, which tells what type of spell it's going to be. A sign around the sigil that is going to control the effect of the spell, as well as the size and its direction. And lastly, a ring to complete the spell, or else it will not work. By learning and manipulating the spells, witches are able to make their own spells in such a creative way to solve the problems that they are facing. To be very honest, the manga kinda reminds me of Dr. Stone as well as Fullmetal Alchemist on how they work with their own rules when it comes to the science of it. With both Witch Hat Atelier and Fullmetal Alchemist, for example, they fall under their own rules that you must follow and draw to activate it. They can be either modified or improved as long as you follow the basic rule set. Luckily, Witch Hat Atelier, I don't know, but it is not like any other fantasy series out there where magic is just quote-unquote something that is just there or something that you can just use. It has a whole concept of writing as well as structuring of the seals and the symbols. Of course, magic circles are anywhere in the majority of fantasy and even in some real-life books, but there is basically a build-up on it. And everything you draw has a purpose which you can experiment with. And no, don't you dare say it's some sort of Black Clover / Marshall ripoff or whatever sorts of kind, because these peeps in training are working off their muscles. What really helps to enhance the magic system is the rather decorative style that Shirahama is using. And as someone who knows a bit about the history of art, it's very clear that she's influenced by the European styles Jugendstil, also known as Art Nouveau. Jugendstil, which is basically German for youth style or youthful style, correct me if I'm wrong, was a art movement dedicated for decorative arts. Think of famous artists like Mucha or Gustav Klimt. I figured it's pronounced as Mucha, so while editing, I'm sorry for my mistake. I'm pretty much sure that you know or have seen one of their works because they're amazing. Jugendstil was actually a European counter-reaction out of protest against the uprising of industrialization. Whoa, what was that? Oh my gosh! Industrialization. The foreigner in me jumped out. Jugendstil as a movement wanted to show that products and especially art cannot be made by machines, but only by handicrafts and craftsmanship. But Lynn, what the flick-flack does this have to do with the magic system? Let me tell you one more fact, my friend. Jugendstil was highly inspired by nature. And guess what's also highly inspired by nature? You can very much see that the art and the world building in Witch Hat Atelier is also centered around nature. Do you remember the seals that we were talking about earlier? And do you remember the 3 important elements to cast one spell? You better be not forgetting that shit, because I am not going to explain that anymore. So rewind and then you go back to this timestamp, okay? Regardless of the amount of brain cells that you have left, when wanting to cast a spell, you can use different types of sigils, like water, earth, fire, air, and light. Do you see at least where I'm going? Anyway, I haven't seen many mangakas having a very distinguished style, but Shirahama, in my opinion, really does her job so well and is definitely one of the most underrated and talented mangakas out there. Long story short, Witch Hat Atelier is one of the best new gen mangas, which I definitely give a 8.5 out of 10. And I think, hypothetically speaking, which can actually come true because I'm basically a fortune teller, that when the anime comes out, it will definitely gain more attention. And I'm not going to lie, I am all for it. Let me know in the comments which new gen manga you are excited to see animated, and I see you all in my next video. So bye bye!